Hey everyone, it's Marla at Twinstrology, here to do a Twin Flame Sacred Union reading today. Haven't done one of these in a while actually, but the readings that I'm doing for people privately are really showing some positive things happening for Twin Flames, which I feel is a very collective energy, so I'm hoping that's going to come through in this reading. Also, I'm hoping that it's going to record okay and you're going to be able to see everything. I'm still working on trying to find a really good way to record these readings. If you would like to get a reading with me, my website is twinstrology.com. I'll have a link to that in the comments. I'd love to do a reading for you. Also want to thank people that have sent me donations and gifts recently. I want to let you know how much I really appreciate them. It doesn't matter what the amount is. I'm just really grateful that people are thinking about me and appreciating the things that I do. This is actually my 5th year of doing videos for the spiritual community and for Twin Flame. So I've been at this quite a while. So let's get on with the reading. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say about union energies. What is the overall energy of Twin Flame unions at this time? Okay, 2 cards. The first card is Raccoon, problem solver, curious, ask questions, creative, entrepreneur, clever. And this came out with book, memory, hidden mysteries, secrets, the unknown, philosophy, knowledge. Okay, so where we are as far as the union energy goes is we are seeing that new information is going to be revealed to us, or something that has been hidden from us is going to be revealed. And I did a post last week on Saturn, and I talked about how, especially for the Divine Masculine, they've been kind of waiting for instructions. You know, they may not have consciously been waiting for instructions, but they've been awakening and they've been wanting to move to the next level in many ways. For a lot of them, one of those things that they're wanting to change is their relationships with the soulmate, for those that are in a relationship with a soulmate still, but they haven't known how. Well, we're getting to this point where secrets are going to be revealed, or something that's been hidden is going to be revealed, and that's going to give us clue or this information. But we're needing to be resourceful, we're needing to be adaptive right now, we're needing to keep our wits about ourselves. I feel like as we go through Venus retrograde and the eclipses, there's going to be a lot of new information coming for all of us. Our psychic abilities are going to be expanding. There's going to be downloads coming. So things being revealed. Let's see what the romance angels say about the overall energy of Twin Flame unions right now. Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Well, first I would say that this card represents the ascension process because it talks about ascending to a higher level of commitment. I usually read this card as we're leveling up in our ascension process. I also feel that there's a deepening of our engagement with life itself. We're removing shackles to things constantly, and this is continuing to open up our energies. And because we're really in this creative phase right now, Spirit really wants us to engage with life, meaning joy, happiness, creativity. Use your senses, have fun. Feel that aliveness right now. It's very empowering. So let's take a look at what is positive for twin flames right now. Fireworks. Passion, chemistry, exhilaration, celebration, explosive, hot sex even. So what's really positive, I feel, is energetically there's been a lot of shifting and there's been a lot of merging. There's as we continue to clear and awaken, the energetics are pulling twin flames together. That's the chemistry part. But again, we had this card, engagement, and I talked about engaging with life. I feel this fireworks card is saying that too, because it's about passion and it's about celebration. For some of you, you may actually be celebrating something with that person, but just engaging in your passions is great too. And I feel like they're also saying, like, it is a celebration time. If you look at things through the 3D lens, you may not feel that way. But if you use your higher senses, then you're going to recognize all the shifts and changes that we're going through and how positive this really is. Let's just see what the romance angels have to say about what's positive for twin flame unions. Heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So yeah, we're in a time where the Gemini energies are very strong. As I said, there's a new moon on the 22nd in Gemini. There's Venus retrograde in Gemini. The North Node just moved into Gemini. And Gemini has to do with communication. And of course, with Venus retrograde, Mercury is in Gemini too, by the way. With Venus retrograde, there could be new communications between twin flames. Having that heart-to-heart conversation, and I'm seeing that with people and the people that I'm working with. Like I said, there's this pull, there's this chemistry at work, and twins are wanting to connect with each other. Now, it may not be time for that heart-to-heart conversation with everybody. Another way you can look at this card is you're having to speak from your heart. And I feel like those things actually go hand in hand. Everyone on the spiritual path right now is being tested to speak their truth, to be who they really are, to drop the mask, to drop the ego, and to live from the heart. And when you can do that, I feel that draws that person to you even more. So let's see, what is kind of challenging for twin flame unions right now? Okay, heart and firefly. Okay, so where we're being challenged is opening up our hearts even more. Yeah, we've been doing that for a long time. We're not done. I just did a reading actually, and I pulled the same card for someone. So it's kind of funny that this came out again. And what the guides were saying to me was that opening our hearts is connected to the earth energies. Sometimes, I'm working with people and they may feel frustrated because they've been awakening for a long time. They've been opening their heart for a long time. But the earth is also going through shifts, and every time the earth shifts, we shift and we expand our energy even more. So the heart card here might be representing a challenge because you might have to do some clearing in order to open your heart further. It might trigger something within you. But look at some of the words on this card: love, romance, joy, bliss, your heart's desire, forgiveness. That's what the guides are saying, like find joy, find bliss. That's going to help you so much as you move through these energies. Don't focus on the negatives. Even where there's triggers, even where there's a challenge, there's a blessing in that because that's taking you to your next step. This came out with the card Firefly, which is about the illumination of your soul and finding that light from within. And you can see they have the same energy because the heart is illuminated, the firefly is illuminated. But firefly to me is about more embodiment of the higher self. And in order to embody that, we have to let go of fear and we have to let go of the ego. And so that sometimes means we have to work with some challenges. We can even bring this card into it. And we have more lights, more spark. But also we have these two fireflies on there. And so when we talk about chemistry, energy, and drawing together, I feel like the firefly card represents that about twin flames as well. It is a number 11 card too. And what I'm getting is when you shine your light, you attract the other person more. That's why I was saying, like, we have to take ourselves to the next level. And the more we keep growing and expanding, the more we're drawing them in. What challenges twin flame unions right now? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Okay, so something that might be happening is you may still be in separation. You may need to take a break from your twin, your soulmate. You may need to go off on your own right now. It definitely is a good time to disconnect from the world. Personally, I have not been on social media very much the last few weeks, and in fact, I will more than likely be completely off social media until the end of May. I won't be answering messages or anything like that. Because of such a major shift that we're going through, it takes that alone time. It takes putting the processing in of all the shifts and downloads and DNA activations and everything that's going on. But because this isn't something that's challenging, You know, there may be some kind of retreat in this connection. As I said, there's likely to be some triggers happening. But what you need to know is that it's only temporary, because what your higher self is trying to do is open the two of you up to conversation. And when you can bring these aspects of yourself, your inner fire, your inner flame, you're creating these fireworks of love. And as a result of this, as a result of the higher self coming in, problems are being dealt with and clarity is being given. So let's talk about what's going on with the twin flame that embodies more of the divine feminine energy. Ladybug, a vibrant, abundant life, happy, comfort, leisure, wishes are coming true. Okay, well, what I've been getting a lot in private readings about the divine feminine is she is in a very creative energy. And those of you that carry the divine feminine more prominently, you might be feeling that you're in a little bit of a void. Sometimes it can feel like we have so many ideas, so many things we want to work on, and yet we keep feeling like, no, it's not time. No, like just wait on that. And that's because of this void energy. Just keep focusing on your ideas and what you want to bring in, and the universe is creating the energetic shifts to help you actually bring that information through. Again, the guides are saying, let's focus on happiness. Let's focus on the abundance that we have and keep having faith that wishes are coming true. And there's also kind of an emphasis on leisure with this card. And remember, the cards that we just had about what's challenging is maybe it's time to retreat. Maybe it's time to focus on ourselves. And what I'm seeing for a lot of divine feminines is they are being given this leisure time, whether it's because of COVID-19 or whether they are just feeling drawn to that. It's important, as I said, to have that rest because you're processing so much energetically. So find that balance between whatever work you need to do and your leisure time. Okay, the Tower and Element of Earth. Okay, so what I feel with the divine feminine, what is being healed is letting down the guard, letting down the barrier. And it goes back to these cards that we had. Oh, not that card. These cards. Opening up the heart more and finding that inner light and being able to shine that inner light. So Mars represents those walls that we build around ourselves. We don't let that light out. Sometimes we want to remain hidden. Sometimes it's more comfortable to remain hidden. And very often, that is kind of the energy of the divine feminine, because the divine feminine wants to comfort everybody, wants to make everybody happy. And so they tend to neglect themselves and kind of shut off from their needs and their emotions. But there's something about this being destroyed right now because the divine feminine is integrating more of the divine masculine, actually. At least, Well, yeah, the ones that have been on this journey for a long time, I'll just say that. And this is making them more self-assertive. This is where that taking off the mask and being your true self comes from. You have to have a very balanced masculine and feminine energy in order to be willing to let your defensives down and let your heart shine. And it might be related to this, right? Because the universe is wanting heart-to-heart conversations to come through. In order to have a true heart-to-heart conversation, you have to be willing to let down your guard and let your heart shine. We also have Earth here. Grounded, solid, dutiful, tangible, builder, and maker. So I feel like that's the divine feminine actually building something very tangible right now. Creating, even though it may not seem that way in the moment. Let's pull a card and see what does the divine feminine need to surrender right now? Surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring clarity or even solve the problem. Okay, so some of you are thinking a bit too much, perhaps about the relationship, or could be obsessing about something else. Perhaps life purpose or your direction, your next step. And Spirit is saying, it's okay to let that go. Turn it over to Spirit and have trust that you are being guided to the best possible thing. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the energies of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Okay, those pretty much clarify and confirm what I've already said, that we need to engage with life, be positive, let go of the doubt, and just be in that divine feminine flow. Because that's where everything you're trying to manifest is going to come. What do the Ascended Masters want to say about what the divine feminine is healing? Paul the Venetian, artistic expression. Okay, another confirmation. We are in a very creative phase. It's really important when we get into this creative phase where we are, where we're manifesting things more and more rapidly, we need to be in the full expression of ourself. If we're holding ourselves back, if we're putting up a front, if we're not being true, then we're not going to be creating the things that we really want. We don't want to be in fear either, because we'll be creating more fears. Sometimes I don't like saying that, I don't like to give off the impression that, if I have one bad thought in a day, then I've just created something really horrible for myself. I don't believe it actually works like that, but it's more like when we are in a negative space, then we tend to create more and more negativity. Like that negativity just spreads in our life. Because that's what we're focused on. We're focused on what's challenging us and what's hard and what doesn't seem to be going our way. Where if we focus on the positive, then that is the things that we notice. We're more apt to find the blessing in things and be grateful for everything. No matter, what kind of energy it's bringing into our life. I think you guys get what I'm trying to say anyways. So let's see how this is going to transform what's happening for those that resonate more as divine feminines. stalemate and waterfall. So stalemate, keywords: standoff, no way out, non-committal, holdout, block, refusing to compromise, and waterfall, flood of emotions, abundance, overflowing, tears of sorrow or joy, release, fulfillment. Okay, let's I'm thinking about some of the cards we pulled. Sorry that I don't have enough space to have them all out. So what I feel the stalemate is, well, first of all, it's not being able to be satisfied with what you're creating, maybe. Like maybe there's things that you've really wanted that haven't quite materialized yet, and you feel a bit blocked, or you feel like you haven't been able to move forward. Definitely this is pertaining to many of you with your twin flame union, and feeling like that energy has been at some sort of stalemate. There's been a standoff between the two of you, perhaps. Things have been delayed, you felt blocked, non-committal. Maybe you haven't been able to really commit fully to the connection. And in many respects, it's not that one or the other is to blame. It's more of the energetic connections. Remember, as I said, a lot of it is connected to the shifting of the earth. And every time the earth creates a shift in frequency, it helps us shift our frequency. So Divine Feminine, you've been feeling like you couldn't move forward, but now there's a release of that energy. Abundance is coming, fulfillment is coming. It's also release. So like we talked about with the union energies, and what's challenging us is opening up our heart and allowing the soul in more, following the soul. That's where the release is going to be. In order to really let the soul in, as I've spoken about before, we need to drop fears. You can't be in soul embodiment and be afraid at the same time. It just doesn't work, because your soul is not afraid of anything. Your soul is in alignment with the universe and surrendered to the universe, because the soul knows that everything has happened because you chose it to happen. And so that allows that next step of release or of surrender. But some of you may be dealing with emotions at this time. And of course, Venus is retrograde. And that is likely to bring up emotions. And we have, as I mentioned, 3 eclipses coming up. So eclipses are 3 times more powerful than a regular full moon or new moon. So that can also be bringing up possible triggers and emotions. Forgiving and learning from the Romance Angels. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. That has to do with releasing so you can open your heart more. What is the message of the Divine Feminine to the Divine Masculine? Okay, so the messages from the feminine to the masculine. First card is I'm looking for a way out of my situation. So this is letting the Divine Masculine know that the Divine Feminine is trying to change whatever situation they have been stuck in. They're trying to move forward. Remember, there's been a stalemate in some respect, and it's time to change that. This has to do with karma, because the next message is karma is controlling me or my karmic is controlling me. So if the divine feminine is in a relationship with a soulmate right now, it may be like there's still karma with that person, or if not, this person is still dealing with karma, and a lot of how they've been reacting is based on this karma. And in order to break out of that mold or programming, that karma is being released. And then the last card is my heart is opening. So another confirmation from what we had about what is challenging. So let's take a look at what's happening with those that resonate more as a divine masculine energy. Okay, house, home, belonging, roots, safety, family, traditions, shelter, boundaries. Okay, I'm going to say for a lot of them, it's going to have to do with boundaries. And just like the divine feminine got the Tower card, and she's trying to let down her guard and defenses, divine masculine is also doing the same. And what I'm seeing, again, reading for people privately, is that the divine masculine and the divine feminine are really mirroring each other now. For those of you that have been on this journey, like I said, for a while, 2010 to like 2014, you've done a lot of energetic merging and connection. And so it's not like you're working on opposite things anymore. You're working on creating a fluid picture. In other words, you're working on creating those things that you both want. That's where the union comes in. For others, or in addition to, for some, there could be things going on at home. Again, with the things happening with COVID-19 and many people being stuck at home. Okay, this can be them saying that they're having a situation at home that's taking their attention. Let's just pull a clarifier. What can we see about home? Okay, ring. Agreement, pact, partnership, contract, trust, cycle, closure, promise, bond. Okay, so a lot of them that are in a relationship still with a soulmate, I feel their focus is on that relationship right now. It has to be on that relationship now because you can't really get away from each other. And that's maybe one of the hidden blessings of this situation with these health concerns. Could also be like looking at some programming around partnerships as well. Programming around family. And also for some of them as well, they're connecting with what is home. And for some of them, they're going to relate home to being with you. What is the divine masculine healing? Okay, leap of faith. Grasshopper. Leap of faith, easygoing, prosperity. So what? Don't worry. Moving on. Birth of a son. Luck. Okay. So yeah, I feel like for many, there's an energy happening of moving on. Remember how we talked about at the beginning with the overall energy of union. For many, they've been stuck in a situation with a soulmate, or if not a soulmate, like in some kind of family drama, and they haven't really known how to get out of that. And I feel like the universe is preparing to reveal the next step there. Again, they're being told not to worry. They're being told to have faith and to let things go. What else can we say about what the Divine Masculine is healing? Sun. Yes, energy, power, climax, fulfilled, radiant, Divine Masculine. Another light, right? The Divine Masculine is becoming much more powerful. Just like the Divine Feminine, I said, was integrating more Divine Masculine and coming into the state of balance. The Divine Masculine is coming into a state of balance too. They've been integrating a lot of their Divine Feminine energies. We have to remember that the masculine, the old masculine, is patriarchal, and you need to embody more Divine Feminine, and it's the Divine Feminine that awakens the true Divine Masculine energies. And so that's what's happening, because so many of them have integrated that feminine. They're becoming balanced and strong on their Divine Masculine. This means, just like the feminine, they can use their intuition. They're being guided more by Source. They're having a deeper connection to their higher self. And they have the strength now to follow through on the things that they're being guided. This is important for both people, and this is really what balance inner masculine feminine brings. Because when you're balanced, when your higher self tells you to do something, you don't really question it. You just go and do it. You go and take that leap of faith. And you don't really let your ego get involved, or if your ego is involved, if you have fears, you work through it and you trust in spirit that they're always protecting you. So this is really good news that this is where the Divine Masculine is. But this sun is just like this card, shining from within. That brings this and creates the chemistry, the draw, and the creative abilities that are now becoming aligned. And that higher self embodiment is what is bringing this book card for all of us. New levels of mastery and understanding. What is the Divine Masculine trying to release right now? Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. Okay, confirmation of what I just said. What else was the Divine Masculine healing? Surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. But we do know that change causes stress. Moving through the fears that come up when we're awakening and when we're trying to make those life changes can be hard. That's why that retreat time is so important. What can you tell us about what the Divine Masculine is healing? teacher. Can't remember whether I pulled one of those for the Divine Feminine or not. I don't think I did, and I meant to. This card is about learning and teaching. You've learned a lot from your experience and relationships, and now it's time to pass that knowledge along to others. Your current situation is bringing you opportunities for spiritual growth and teaching you some important life lessons. As soon as you understand and accept these lessons, old patterns will drop away and be replaced by wonderful new experiences. This person or situation is bringing you important life lessons. Ask yourself, what's the blessing this situation has brought me? Your life purpose involves teaching. Forgive a teacher from your past. You are urged to teach others. Okay, it's definitely going here with what's happening at home. Like I said, can be a soulmate, can be family, could even be, the boundaries or something inside the person. Because the house can represent us, our body. This is teaching you something. And we had this at the beginning of union energies and our guides really telling us, have faith, be in joy, be grateful for whatever it is you're experiencing because it's taking you to the next level. I'm going to just pull a card here for the Divine Feminine because I forgot. For the Divine Feminine, it's choose peace. In this situation, choose the path of peace. As you think about your various options and outcomes, which brings you the greatest feeling of peace in your body? This is your answer. Listen to your heart's truth. There's always a peaceful alternative to conflict. Your peacefulness elevates your energy and helps you manifest your desires. Meditate and do yoga as a way of obtaining inner peace. Oh, I did pull a card, didn't I? Oh my God, I'm losing it. I'm sorry, I'm really tired because I've already done some readings today. I pulled the Artistic Expressions card, that's right. Well, I'm glad I picked Choose Peace because Yogananda, yoga means union. And it is important for both masculine and feminine to find themselves in a state of peace and gratitude. And so how is this going to transform and shift things for the Divine Masculine? As they go through this healing, how is this transforming their situation or themselves? Okay, well, trophy, victory, recognition, success, win, goals, achievement. Okay, so the first thing they're drawing our attention to is that the masculine is on to victory. Again, there's no point like worrying about things because it's already like happening. It's already been set into motion. What area is this trophy coming through for? Okay, Libra, justice. 1 to 2 weeks during the fall, September, October. Venus is the ruling planet. Consummate diplomat, refined, just, accommodating, desire, harmony, and balance, sociable. Okay. Well, I know that the Justice card is meaning that justice is going to be done in this situation. We're dealing with Libra, so partnerships. Libra deals with the court system. It can represent things like divorce. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. Ball and chain. So, again, I feel like that's confirmation about these things. See what the Divine Masculine wants to tell the Divine Feminine. Let's do a Romance Angels card too. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Okay, so what the masculine wants to say to the feminine. The first is, I'm figuring out our connection. So let me move these so it's easier to see. I'm figuring out our connection. Remember, something that was not being shown, that was a mystery, that was secretive, is being drawn to light. It's going to bring problem solving and asking questions. So I've been getting this a lot in readings. The divine masculine, they are awake and they are figuring out the connection to the divine feminine. And that's part of what is being revealed to them that's going to be the impetus for change and is going to provide the solutions. Next message is, I'm feeling pulled to you. As we said, like, it's all about the chemistry. And the chemistry is being ignited as it's never been before. And then also, I need space right now. So remember the retreat card. The divine masculine may be having a break. They may want to be alone. They may be establishing boundaries or being in their house. So allow them that time, because it's so important to have that in order to make the transition. So let's see what's coming up in the future. How is this affecting twin flame relationships in the future, in the next month? Okay, the first card is transformation. Well, it's stork, sorry. Then transformation, change, renew, arrive, depart, move, pregnancy, birth. So there's some sort of transformation happening. We know that. We can feel that. So expect larger shifts around that over the next month. And this is what is bringing in the change. And where this transformation is happening is ball and chain. Heaviness, trapped, codependency, emotional baggage, unhappily married. So there's a lot of different ways we can carry that ball and chain energy, feeling stuck. And remember, for the divine feminine, we had the stalemate card. Okay, something's been weighing on us, and that is being ready to be transformed. Okay, and for some, that's going to mean those soulmate relationships as well. I'm going to put these cards back in for the romance angels. And I'm going to draw a card from the romance angels for the next month. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So you might be connecting with people that are bringing you information, helping you with downloads, helping you release things that you need to release. And those can come up in many different ways. But however it comes through, be grateful. Whether it's something supportive or somebody challenges you that helps you release something, be grateful for it. What is coming up? Okay, so I miss you. So over the next month, again, that pull will get stronger and there's a sense of missing each other. And I'm looking for a way out of my situation. That's for both twins. These are the messages. I'm still hurting from my previous relationship. So missing each other, both people looking to change their situation, whatever it is, whatever needs healing, and some of that's going to have to do with previous relationships and how you were treated in those previous relationships. Could even be a parental relationship or a relationship with a friend. Okay, think outside the box, but some place where you've been hurt, getting ready to release that. And what is coming out for twin flames over the longer term? What are we working towards over the next several months? Okay, so over the next several months, we have Saturn. This is the World card, and tracks. So I feel like with the Saturn card, we're ending a karmic cycle, and there's a shift in the timeline because of that. And things are going to begin to materialize in this plane. There's some sort of accomplishment coming. Remember, as I wrote about my Saturn article, Saturn regulates what we create. It regulates the timing of things. It regulates the restrictions that we have placed upon us in order to heal and shift our energies. So there's something about this that I feel is releasing us from this ball and chain. I mean, this is definitely Saturn's energy at times. Saturn can be restrictions on things, but this is telling us that we're moving forward, that there is progress being made, and I think I can. So that's why they're wanting us to stay positive, because the more positive we can be, the more we're going to go on those tracks. Again, this is a timeline shift. And it'll be interesting to see. There's been so many changes this year. It'll be interesting to see what this major timeline shift does. I mean, we know there's a timeline split happening. We know that we're ascending more. Those of us that have agreed to ascend in this lifetime. But it's what I mean by this is as we move through that energy, we just keep getting more and more creative, and things are materializing faster and faster. Romance angels say it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. That's everyone coming out of their shells and being their true self and not being afraid. It doesn't just have to do with the twin, but it has to do with soul embodiment and being who we are. What are the messages for here? Okay, so the first message is, I wish we could talk openly. Now this has a couple different things connected to it. First of all, I wish we could talk openly goes back to what I said with this card at the beginning, heart-to-heart conversations. We need to be our true selves. We need to speak from the heart, and that is going to open the door for deeper conversations within twins. I also feel like I wish we could talk openly is saying that the conversations are coming. Even if it doesn't come tomorrow or next week, what you have to remember is that the energy is transforming this so that more communication is possible. Also, I want to know more about you. which goes, I feel, with talking openly, because when you talk openly without restrictions, then you really get to know the person. But again, you have to be ready to take the mask off and be who you really are, to really expose yourself. And then I watch you on social media and the internet. Okay, so even though this person may not be engaging with you at the moment, it doesn't mean that they're not thinking about you, and they may not be literally stalking you on social media, but it means that you're on their mind and they're thinking about you. So, pretty awesome cards. Let's just draw a Journey of Love card to wrap this up. Okay, number 5, the communal dance. Lover, you've been alone too long. Your community calls you to surrender your isolation for this moment in time and instead join the cosmic conga line. Do you know how special you are? So much so that this community would not be the same without you. Your individuality and uniqueness can only enhance this group of souls that calls you to dance with them. Men and women, human and spirit, heaven and earth, your community is vast and rich and has much to share with you. Be lifted in celebration of belonging. Recognize that you are part of something great. Can your heart grow warm with recognition? You belong. You're meant to be part of this great dance of love awakening on the earth. Your heart is already beating to the rhythm of music. This oracle brings you guidance. You are being drawn into a new community that is more aligned with your innate spiritual vibration. You'll feel more at home there and be able to share your gifts and talents more freely and with greater support. Let go of relationships or situations that you've been holding on to out of fear. If they are meant to continue with you, they will remain. If not, they will fall away, creating space for new connections to come into your life. This is not a time to hide in what you have known, but be open to playful connection with kindred spirits soon to meet. When I stood in front of you, I knew something was in store. I could feel the excitement of our journey ahead, for I had been that way before. Each person comes into our life with lessons we may see, and in the reflection of that other self is the person that we may be. Okay, so first of all, 5. It's a card about change, and it also confirms what we were saying about being your unique self. Yes, we're going into unity consciousness, but unity consciousness comes about when we can be our individual self and we can accept that other people are also their individual selves and learn how to get along with each other. Just like we're coming into union with our twin flame all the time energetically, we're also coming into energetic oneness with all that is. So this is shifting the whole consciousness of humanity. This part of our awakening, I can't emphasize enough how much it requires you to really come out as your true, fearless soul self. Now, we did have that card, Let Your Friends Help You, has what is coming up for twin flames in the next month. Okay, and this card talks about a new community and aligning with others via their spiritual vibration and finding a place where your gifts and talents can be shared freely and you can be supported in doing so. So when we talk about the dimensional split between the 3rd and 5th that's happening, and some people are ascending and some people aren't. Okay, and that's fine. We chose. Whatever we chose is the right thing for us, but you may find that you need to change the people that you're associating with. The same people that were your friends may not resonate with you as much, depending on the changes that you're making, or maybe they're not supporting you or understanding you. All of that's okay, but I feel like what they're telling us is that there's some shifting of relationships coming up, surrounding friends and sometimes family. And it's a necessary and normal part of ascension, and if we can just let go and let everything be, then it will go easier for us, and it will allow new people to come into our lives. And I also feel there's a bit of a message there for those that are in a karmic partnership, because it's saying, let go of relationships or situations that you have been holding on to out of fear. And for some twins, they have been holding on to the soul partner out of fear or not knowing how to change. But I feel like those of you, whether divine masculine or divine feminine, because both are in that situation, if you are, you're getting new guidance about how to continue. So if it's meant to be, it will be. But if it's not meant to be, then you're probably going to continue to get messages and guidance about what your next step is going to be. So thank you so much. I hope that that reading resonated with you. If it did, and you would like to offer me a donation, an energetic exchange, I would be very grateful for that. I will put the link in the comments. Also, as I said, I'm booking readings. I'm currently booking for around the second, third week of June, whether tarot readings, astrology readings, or hypnosis sessions. So, yeah, and just another reminder that I will be off social media for at least a week, probably. So if you sent me a message and I haven't answered, that's why. And in fact, I know I have some messages with people that I haven't been able to answer. Nothing personal, it's just me needing to have quiet time and peace in my soul as I go through my shift as well. So I'm sending you all a lot of love, and I look forward to speaking with you all again very soon. Love you and namaste.